Safety is a shared responsibility, with each individual being accountable for their actions. On this episode, how safety leaders define responsibility and accountability.
PeopleWork, the human touch in workplace safety. Available everywhere on Amazon. To learn more, go to kevburns.com/peoplework.
On a recent LinkedIn post about accountability, I was asked the following question. Hi, Kevin. I'm constantly engaged in discussions around accountability and responsibility with all levels of hierarchy within the business, as almost no one understands the difference. What's your experience? Well, now this is an awesome question, because I too used to think that responsibility and accountability were two interchangeable words. In fact, the dictionaries interchange them at least once on each word, so it's not really surprising your clients and colleagues struggle with it. But to me, they're not interchangeable at all. In fact, each word has very specific differentiators. I want to help you to arm your colleagues, your employees, and clients with a new and unique way to understand accountability and responsibility, to use them more effectively, and to be able to align themselves with each word personally and within the scope of the safety program. But here's the disclaimer. These definitions may not be the classic dictionary version of the words. All right, let's start with responsibility. Dictionary.com defines it as follows: a moral obligation to behave correctly toward or in respect of. A moral obligation to behave correctly toward or in respect of. Now, the key word here is obligation. As a manager, safety person, or supervisor, you have a specific job description in your work. It's your specific list of roles and responsibilities. It's that list of things that you're obligated to do, both morally and within the law. You're not allowed to step outside of those things without some sort of reprisal and consequence. See, meeting the minimum requirements of the Occupational Health and Safety Code is one of those obligations. It's a condition of your employment. It's an obligation that's been thrust upon you and comes with your acceptance of the job. You can't shirk this responsibility. It is yours. Every employee is as much responsible to safety as any senior manager. Sure, senior managers may face their responsibilities on a larger scale, but those responsibilities are there. Employees, meanwhile, face their responsibilities at the local level, in the things that they have direct control of. Every person in an organization has responsibilities when it comes to safety. The least they're allowed to do is to meet the minimum requirements of the safety code. Responsibilities are thrust upon every person in the performance of their job duties. You have a moral and legal obligation to accept those responsibilities without question, and that is responsibility. Now, let's talk about accountability. Again, dictionary.com defines it as the state of being accountable, liable, or answerable. Accountable, liable, answerable. Too many people get hung up on the liable part of accountability and safety and make it all about the legal implications, but accountability is bigger than that. Take all three parts of the definition: accountable, liable, and answerable. Put them together and you'll see accountability as a measure of one's integrity. Now, once you've accepted the responsibilities of your position, accountability is the measure of your willingness to fulfill those responsibilities. Will you barely meet the minimum standard, or will you far surpass it? Will you do just enough to not get fired, or will you go above and beyond voluntarily? Can you feel good about how you handle your responsibilities? Could you be doing more? Are you prepared to stand up, feel proud, account for your performance? See, what separates the true safety leaders is that they voluntarily choose to be the go-to person of those things for which they are responsible. They adopt the "I've got this" attitude. They have no fear of being able to account and to justify for their actions. They act with integrity, and because of this, they have a clear conscience. Accountability is your ability to account for your actions. That's accountability. So let's shorten it up. Responsibility is an obligation thrust upon you. Accountability is what you voluntarily do with that obligation. Responsibility can be shared. Accountability cannot. So the phrase "safety is a shared responsibility" might be true, but it's incomplete. We're collectively responsible for safety, yes, but we are individually asked to account for our actions. So if a truer statement were to be written, it would read, "Safety is a shared responsibility with each individual being accountable for their actions." Now, while your job description and the law may outline your responsibilities, accountability is how well you'll answer for the way you handled your responsibilities. Responsibility is an obligation to take action. Accountability is your willingness to defend that action.